his life around after working out at Jay Glazer's gym here in LA and participating in his Merging Veterans and Players program. This gym is also where new Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy first met with Smith back in January. And McCarthy is also a big fan of the gym and everything Jay Glazer is doing with the program. So Shannon, in your opinion, do you believe that Smith has turned his life around to really make an impact, help the Cowboys this season?
I hope so. I hope he's turned his life around. But this has nothing to do with him signing the Cowboys in order to help him turn his life around. They signed Aldon Smith because they believe he can get to the quarterback. That's what this is about. Skip, growing up on a farm, my grandfather used to go to the grocery stores and get all the damaged fruit in order to feed to the hogs. Now, he would come out and we'd dump it into the pen, but there would be apples or bananas and stuff that would have brown spots on it. I would jump in there, get it to my brother and my sister. We would cut the brown spots off and eat it. In other words, the rotten part, we didn't need that part, but there was some good in that. That's what the Cowboys do. See, the Cowboys have always done this, Skip. You've covered the Cowboys a lot closer than most people have. You were the beat writer every single day, so you were in that locker room, and you know the Cowboys' history. So this is nothing new. They've always had rebels. Everybody always thinks it's been the Raiders, but the Cowboys had outlaws also. The Cowboys signed Aldon Smith. They hope his life is in order enough in order for him to get to the quarterback and put the quarterback on the ground. Now, Skip, I've never believed that the NFL or professional sports should be the moral compass of what goes on in society. Look, Smith has a talent. Aldon Smith has a talent. His talent is wreaking havoc on the quarterback. He's had some misgivings off the field. If he's paid his debt to society, whatever that may be, Skip, incarceration, a fine, probation, and the system says, we done with Aldon Smith, well, he should be allowed to go get an occupation. That occupation happens to be in the NFL. I hope, Skip, for his sake, forget football aside. Skip, I don't want him to go back to what he was and how he mentioned that he was sleeping under his car and some of the things that he's done. But, Skip, this is nothing about Dallas Cowboys is not trying to rehabilitate Aldon Smith. They're trying to get a quarterback that can put the quarterback on his ass. That's what they're trying to get from Aldon Smith.
By the way, point of order, I wasn't the beat writer for the Dallas Cowboys, never was a beat writer at any point in my career on any team, but I did write columns and I did write books about the Dallas Cowboys, just to clarify.
Okay, before you go, Skip, why you around every day, David? All you doing is writing columns. Why you at work, and why you at the Cowboys locker room every single day, David, all you gonna write is columns?
Because I wanted to know what was really going on from the players who would tell me what was really going on. And I keep in touch with some of those players to this day. So I think I have a pretty good idea of what is still going on in Dallas, Texas. Be that as it may, back to Aldon Smith. From all I'm hearing and all I'm seeing, I'm starting to get the feeling that they made the all-time steal of a deal to get Aldon Smith at just $2 million base salary. He can go to $4 million with his incentives. And Lord help us, I hope he makes his incentives, because that would mean he had a very good year. I believe as he approaches age 31 in September, he's still capable of having a very good year. Maybe not a dominating year the way he had in his first 3 seasons in the National Football League, when I thought he was the most dominating pass rusher in the game. Maybe not that, because he's been out, obviously, for now 5 years, since 2015. But I love everything I've heard. I love it that Jay Glazer wrote last week that he's a completely different person. I love it that Mike McCarthy was an original donor to this MVP organization, which is Merging Veterans and Players, where the veterans and players can sit together and help each other through their transitions. Again, veterans back into society and players off the field when they have issues, especially any kind of substance abuse issues. It's a form of a 12-step program. It's a form of an Alcoholics Anonymous program. And it all is starting to ring true to me, because Mike McCarthy according to the agent of Aldon Smith, invested $100 grand right out of the box to get the program started. So he helped get it started. Then Mike McCarthy was visiting his daughter here not too long ago, and he met at Jay Glazer's gym with Aldon Smith. And Aldon said it felt like we'd known each other for a long time, even though they'd never met, because they were like-minded. Mike really cares about this program. He's continued to contribute to it. And again, according to the 4-Star Telegram article, Mike and Aldon have discussed starting a new chapter of MVP in Dallas if and when, obviously, Aldon gets up and running as a Dallas Cowboy. So all that rings true. And I liked it that Aldon Smith in the interview on Fox was willing to say he's humbled himself to the point he hit bottom, which is an AA term that they use. In 2018, he was sleeping under a car. I'm not even sure it was his car. And he said, I still had a house, but I had lost myself. I didn't even know who I was anymore. So we got to hear him talk to Jay. He convinced me there that he's a changed man. And then we got to watch him run at 290 pounds on a treadmill like he was a 180-pound guy. He is an athletic freak. Jay Glazer says he's back in the best shape of his life, just tearing down the weight room. So, man, I love everything I'm hearing and seeing about Aldon Smith to the point that they might just have something to take up the, obviously, sack slack that was left by Robert Quinn.
Skip, all I'm saying, I got no problem. I want the guy to hopefully he's turned the corner and he's on the road to being a great person. But rehabilitation facilities are about rehabilitating the person. The Dallas Cowboys are about winning the football game. They're trying to get a guy that can go put the quarterback on his butt. That's all I'm saying. I hope, Skip, for his football aside, yes, that's what he does, but that's not who he is. I just don't want him to go back to what he was. And if he does that, even if he only gets one sack, if he doesn't even sack the quarterback, as long as he never goes back to that dark place, Skip, that would be an accomplishment in and of itself. But let's not fool ourselves. The Dallas Cowboys signed this young man because they believe he can go get to the quarterback.
I got a good feeling about this one.
Yeah.
With you, Skip. I agree. I got a good feeling. And let's just say quick, what Jay does best in the business in finding out the scoop and this program. Incredible stuff. Guys, the Patriots lost Tom Brady, but could we see